8th meeting. We're meeting in the Skaket room at 4:30. You could join either in person or via Zoom on the link that's provided on the agenda. I'll go ahead and take attendance.
Peter Jones.
Rand Burkert.
Alex Bates.
Matthew Campbell.
Campbell. And in attendance, we have Jersey Henson, our liaison to the Conservation Commission. And in the audience, we have Rick Francolini. That being said, do we have any public comment?
No hands raised.
No hands raised. Okay. Farmers market?
I don't have any new news. The farmers market is doing very well.
Yeah.
It's summer, so there are more vendors now. But that's about all the news I have.
Okay. Thanks. Yeah, no, we're trying to get the farmers market up and going in Eastham. And I think this week might be the first week for the Eastham
Is it
market.
a new
This
farmer's
was
market?
the second year. Yeah, it's at the Tea Time property off Route 6.
Okay.
Yeah. And so I believe, I guess I'll do a little plug. They're looking for vendors, so keep that in mind.
That's really good to know. What is the day? What day is the Easter?
Good question. It's Friday mornings.
Friday mornings.
Friday mornings, yeah.
Yeah, that's well timed because the other markets are on
Yeah,
different
they
mornings.
didn't want to compete with other markets, so they picked a day that was marketless, more or less. So I know there was brief conversation about trying to get a Putnam table at the Eastham market, but it kind of comes around to who would staff it. But there's potentially interest in that going forward. I'm not sure if the town reached out to Putnam growers yet or not, but it was briefly discussed.
This may not be the time in the agenda to mention it, but it is related. There have been meetings, I think, held relating to the possible cooperative of Putnam growers.
Okay, yeah.
I saw emails about it, but I did not participate myself. But I think it's the grant money probably that Natasha Iannuzzi originally found through the farm to school program. And someone has been following through and coordinating growers to talk about that cooperative, which would enable them to, I think, have group insurance.
Right.
So that they could sell to the school system. But if there were to be a cooperative, it was possible that could tie in also to a Putnam table at like East End or elsewhere, yeah.
Very good. Any general council member updates?
Well, not me personally, but in terms of my role as the liaison to Putnam.
Yeah.
I did have walked around a bit and seen progression, and we will begin our monthly inspection checkups with growers on the second Wednesday, around 10 o'clock in the morning.
Okay.
Who will be happening, Drusy, myself, John Janelle. Will begin.
So that'll be next week? Or this week?
It's coming up.
Is it already?
Day after tomorrow.
Yes, you're right.
The second Wednesday was determined. So, I think that's fair to let people know when it's coming, but it's, we're coming. Everyone knows, growers know that compliance checks and just, advice and counsel is provided. If anybody has any questions, we're not there just to be, pointed and looking at problems. We're there to look at successes. We're there to look at, encourage good things going on. And if growers are there, I, for one, and John Drusy is happy to respond to questions of things that are going on in the moment. So it's not just it's a walkthrough. It's fairly rapid, half an hour, but or so. There was one grower raised a concern finding people in her plot harvesting merrily and with seemingly no remorse, and a story cooked up. Oh, my mother-in-law said I could stop by and she knows this person and that. Kind of a convoluted maybe true, maybe not, but still, there was a little bit of tension between that grower and a member of the public. I advised her that she should bring that to conservation, to John Janelle. I believe she has. She raised that issue. So it's just something that, again, people need, I don't know how
Yeah,
to put it otherwise, that other than signs that says, please don't pick the vegetables, I mean, or whatever. But I mean, it is something that was raised to me as a concern,
okay.
and I thought I'd pass it along.
Yeah, I've heard that happening from time to time. I'm not trying to be dismissive of it, but luckily it seems to be isolated events.
It seems like I have, this is the first time I've actually heard it that directly, kind of blatant, that we're in there with a harvest basket.
Oh, okay.
You know, not just someone picking a tomato.
Okay, yeah.
You know, like, oh, a snack, please enjoy, not my place to say, please enjoy, but one tomato. But this was a person harvesting.
Yeah.
It was rather interesting little story. So I passed that on without any other detail or any other information. Just that. That and the barn looks fantastic. You know, the superstructure's up, it's all there, you know, more is ongoing. Rick, do you have any, I know you're just back from a trip, but
Just back, so I don't know where we stand.
yeah, okay, but, you know, things are in place. I just looked inside. I have not been inside yet myself.
Okay, I haven't looked inside yet.
I was very impressed by how it all came together so quickly.
Yeah, it went very quick.
Yeah.
Very
So
quick.
it's a wonderful asset, and I'm sure that there will come a time when there will be coordination between conservation and you know, I defer to Drusy if you have any comment, Drusy, about rules establishment, or if that's been a discussion about, you know, movement within the barn and use. I mean, that's going to be a conversation in a public forum, I'm sure, that'll be coming up. But
To have some policies.
yeah, there must be, policies to.
Yeah, that's, so, hi, it's Jersey. So John, I know, has started thinking about putting together the, how to use the barn and the rules associated with it. We've got a whole bunch of material in there right now. It's locked up tight because we've got a bunch of equipment that was ordered that came in and is inside the barn. I think they're starting solar this week or next week. The solar should be coming, waiting for the power meter, but we've got water, we've got the power hookups. It's really, I mean, I was able to go inside the other day with John. It's really, really coming along. It looks great. All set up and ready to go. We've got the freezer coming, and, you know, so we'll be up and running, but I'm guessing we won't be able to really accommodate folks other than just the outside washing station until probably, I don't know, towards the end of July, but once we get it all put together and working. But yes, we will be, I'm sure, advertising a session for anyone interested to come and sort of get trained on the procedures and the rules and access and all of that, but not quite yet.
Very good.
That sounds good.
Thanks, Bruce.
Very good, thank you.
Yeah. I suppose that there's a thing I brought up just before the meeting, and I would bring it up, noticing more velvet grass appearing. And I don't know, it's not really my place, but from a conservation perspective, I think it's an invasive grass, and it can take over. A fair amount of velvet grass turning up in the conservation area near the pond, and how it crept in and how it creeps around, it can really get to be a problem. And I have seen it appear in a plot. I have seen velvet grass in a plot, velvet grass. So I'm just wondering if, with growing awareness of what it is, what it looks like, if people can be engaged in removing it. Something. We wouldn't want it spreading and becoming a problem like the mugwort we know is already, you know, kind of a problem there.
And this is within the new reseeding around the wetlands
In the
restoration?
reseeded area, and I noticed it especially close to the materials the materials.
Oh, yeah.
When I was getting materials, I saw the velvet grass. It's getting close to making seed. It's going to seed, so.
Thanks for bringing that up. I will talk to John about that, see if we can get a volunteer day put together or something to get that out of there. We certainly don't want to lose headway in the restoration area, so
Yeah.
thanks for bringing it up.
Yeah, I would second that idea of another volunteer day to rogue out weeds or
Yeah.
any cutting might be essential to keep things under.
Something like that, which is pretty simple to do as a group, or as a larger group, might be good when a day is decided upon to put it out through Christina and through John's office to the growers. You know, we're all very busy people, but it is our common space. And it would be probably something to pull people together for half an hour, you know, to do something together.
Any general council member updates?
Yeah, nothing.
I continue to enjoy the hillside across the street.
It's looking good.
You know, I'm doing some different mowing style, letting the tall grasses that were, you know, natively there, whether they're native or not, but I'm making sure they're not mugworts or spreading velvet grass and stuff, but leaving it to grow to the left of the cherry tree. There's the terrace that was created and planted by the Surfrider Workday on May 9. That was a fun thing. We'll continue with more volunteer work days in the coming, probably more like in the fall, to extend that little below the meadow. I'm calling it the meadowscape. You just got to give a different, you know, what a Cape-friendly lawn looks like versus a Cape Cod lawn with breaks in it, but Cape-friendly being a solid sward of grass, properly mowed, fertilized with compost only, oversown with a bit of clover perhaps only. Just trying to use that as an ongoing public demonstration and education on behalf of what I do in league with the Surfrider and the town of Orleans and my own self. So it invites people to ask questions, and I always welcome that in a public venue like that. So that's.
I think I saw you out there with the group.
Right, it was also, the Saturday, it was also the
Saturday.
Cherry Blossom Festival.
Yep.
So we had a good crowd of college students from URI and UNH, the chapters of Surfrider. They came down, so we had 6 college students there from the collegiate chapter.
Yep.
And I think there's a Nauset High School Surfrider chapter. I'm not sure if it's ongoing or will be going in the fall, but I'd like to involve them more. More public education on behalf of good agriculture, good ecological management of the lawn, and then the capture of runoff. All native species. Michael Herman, shout out to Michael, he's not here. I wanted to make he did go to the APCC native plant sale. He ordered online. He asked me what kind of plants I would like to have in there. I said, well, frankly, whatever you've got, flowers, and there's one particular woodland strawberry. He grabbed about 10 of those, and he paid for them and donated them, and I put them in the ground. It was quite very welcome from Michael. But woodland strawberry is a perennial, persistent strawberry. It often grows in lawns in Sunnyside, not the little wispy one that's in shade lawns. This is the full sun. Gives a nice little berry. If you can beat the squirrels to it.
Yeah.
But it's really about a persistent ground cover. And so I'm excited to be testing different types of native ground covers that persist over the winter. Right, that's the key. Not just a rise and fall, ephemeral, perennial, but something that stays as a plant over the winter to keep the soil in place. So there's a lot going on that hill, and I look forward to it expanding around, and we'll see how that goes. So anyway, that's a lot on that, but you know, it's a big effort. So
I can speak to middle school and farm to school efforts. We had a farm to school coordinator who left. She did a very good job. That grant position, we're trying to fulfill again, someone who can coordinate between the schools, K to 12, try to get farm-to-school curriculum into every classroom. And meanwhile, it's possible that the central office will be hiring another person through another grant to help a lot of the schools with more systematic hydroponics. And will help the middle school, will help my program, hydroponics in the greenhouse, but also help coordinate volunteers to take care of the larger gardens outdoors. And going into the summer, it's our second summer with this larger garden. It's created last year with a fence, and so we're dealing with taking off a winter rye cover crop for the first time. Big challenge, trying to get that off there and plant butternut squash with the students. We got a grant from Nauset Garden Club to buy a lot of blueberry bushes from the farm. The farm gave them at cost, basically, and so we planted all these blueberry bushes now. And until there isn't any irrigation, so kids are bringing water up from Bowland Pond to irrigate these bushes, and they're working on more forest gardens. And through another grant, the Cape Cod 5 grant this year, a very small grant, but it bought a number of tree seedlings and native bushes that we planted in pots with the kids, and we had a big plant sale, and so we got native plants out to the community through that, and we got a lot left over. So those plants, some of the things like shagbark hickory, need to get out of their pots soon, and I'm looking around for places where it would be okay to plant a few, and hopefully not guerrilla gardening, but some places where we can establish some shagbark hickory trees and things with this stock, small amount of stock that we have through the school. Yeah.
Very nice. How are you terminating the ryegrass?
It's not going so smoothly.
I asked, as someone who's had challenges with that.
Great
It's
cereal
not-
rye?
It's my first, yeah, it's very tough.
Cereal rye, right?
It's, yeah, cereal rye, and
Perennial ryegrass.
planted it there for a reason, because that garden was on top of a place that used to have tennis courts on it. The asphalt had been taken off long ago, but they never removed the layer of fill underneath, sand fill that's really tightly packed. So the irrigation system, which works quite well, that waters into that space, the water collects there. And
It can't go anywhere.
Like, it doesn't go anywhere.
Oh, man.
And so we have to deal with that. One thought I had was to plant deep-rooted winter rye to begin to try to penetrate into the lower levels of the soil, and in 2 blocks. And of course, crimping it when it's about to make, which we did, the students ran over it. Then we put a tarp over it to solarize it for a while. And I don't think that worked that well. We took the tarps off. Someone from the grounds maintenance, very helpful, with a weed whacker,
Yeah,
has whacked the tops of it. Now we have to rake the debris off, but I don't know for sure that the roots and the crowns are dead. So I have a feeling that there will be some pickaxing to do in those areas to liberate the spaces for the butternut squash plants, which are already started, and in about a week have to get out of their pots and into the ground.
Well, one thing that's
So-
in your favor, because it's annual rye, cereal rye, right? So it's an annual.
Mhm.
So if you goes to anybody who might be at some point watching this, if you're planting an annual, let it go to seed, almost to flower to seed formation,
Mhm. That's what we do.
right? Don't let them seed mature, which wouldn't be until July, August anyway. But you cut it below the crown, soil, right, almost like below the soil line, and that it will have gone from vegetative state to the reproductive state, because it's going to seed, and then you cut it and it will die.
Yeah,
That's the theory.
that's the theory.
You
I just
still
don't
have that-
believe it yet. It looks
Cover
pretty
crop
bad,
management can be a challenge.
but we'll find out.
Yep.
So anyway, that's all the news that's fit to print.
Okay.
The middle school. But the high school project will evolve. Mr. Clark, the principal there, is very interested in it. The space is now free. There used to be temporary buildings, temporary class buildings on top of the area where we want to make a garden. And so we'll have more involvement, I hope, from faculty there, and there's already a garden shed on that space. And there's a lot of interest, so hopefully we'll have K-12, and the high school will, be very active agriculturally in a year or two.
Mhm. Very nice. All right. Any other updates?
The, no,
No? Moving on to reappointments. I know, Peter, you were up, and then Matthew Mylan as well. You were both looking to stay on for another term?
well, I talked to Mike, I'm willing to do so. This would have been my last meeting. I was timing out, in June. You forwarded that email to me about reappointment.
Yeah.
And I said, yes, I will, for the good of the committee, et cetera, for the passion I feel for agriculture, I would stay on. I just talked to Michael, though, that it has to still be approved by select board. They usually don't necessarily, just automatically,
Sure.
and it would only be for 1 year.
Okay.
And I'm not certain, my concern is that, I'm not sure if it means that I can assume a leadership role if I take 1 more year. I could be a member,
I see.
but I'm not entirely sure. I apologize for not finding out for sure
That's okay. Yeah.
if I can assume a role of leadership. I'm willing to do an additional year or a term pending select board approval of that.
Yeah.
Because it's usually 2 terms and then they want you to leave and then again bring in new people. But we are clearly challenged by getting new people to join, getting full attendance on meetings.
Right, right.
I'm concerned.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not sure about my status. I've been on now for maybe 5 years, so it could be my last year in this cycle. So, and certainly willing to stay on, and you know.
Okay. As you saw in my email, I'm planning on stepping down from Ag Council just for my own kind of personal reasons and try not to get burnt out with other commitments. And so I was gonna, step down from Ag Council just to kind of free up some time on my end. And so that being said, who would step in to chair the council, I guess is the question.
Yeah.
I was hoping Matthew would be here for this conversation.
That does raise the question, Matt. I respect Matt, I respect his work, I respect his efforts, and his agricultural prowess is really spectacular. Just want to say on public record. I'm not really clear of his commitment to following through on this committee. I mean, he often doesn't come. He has personal reasons and things going on. Everyone has stuff going on. There was illness, all kinds of reasons why. But anyway,
Yeah, I think
our meetings have been perfunctory of late. There's more we could do, but I don't feel necessarily the energy as much as we should be focused on. We all focus on Putnam, it's great, and community gardens, and school gardens, and markets. But there's, like us to be doing more.
Yeah, I understand, I hear you.
Yeah,
Not
well,
sure
one of our actions probably should be to publicize further, through the town, through the select board, that this committee needs some new people. I'm sure there are people in the community, interested in agriculture, and we may need to be more proactive in finding. We may need to be more proactive in finding.
Yeah, right, no, it's Matt, we have to find bodies to be in the chairs and then provide good intel and good insights and good progressive thinking on agriculture and support the ag community in this town and the agricultural policies of this town. And in terms of fitting within the increasingly developed nature of Orleans, we are defined by bylaws and defined by lines on a map and lines on a page of paper. And we are that body that can help people navigate those challenges that we've had before. So we do serve that an important role. in support of the town. We are the town's agricultural advisory council for the town. And in league with the Conservation Commission, and then the Select Board, hence our Drusy and Michael, and John Janelle is often here. So I'm without just rambling on, I don't really know how to proceed. If you step down, then there's just really three of us, and hopefully Matt Mylan would come, but do we take a bit of a pause and rethink and strategize, do a reorganization? Can we even do that? I mean, I don't know, by town statute, we have to keep meeting.
Right.
You know, so this is where, I don't know, I'm a little, I'm not as coherent right now as I normally like to be. I'm speaking a little bit off the cuff.
Right.
And I don't want to say anything in public that is inaccurate about regulation and requirement of a statutory mandated council or committee that we are.
Right.
Made up of 5 to 7 members, and we have a role to play.
Mhm.
I want us to continue to the betterment of ag and conservation blending. That's how agriculture can succeed, and aquacultural resources as well, on the interface within the conservation framework. Hence the beauty of Putnam. It's wow, it's the best thing ever, and we are.
Yeah, it is.
We should have a lot of pride in that. This committee has been and noted Rick Franklini, avid, enthusiastic volunteer on so many levels. I want to see it continue. I just don't know how.
With Vitality, well, I think some of the seed ideas are there.
Yeah.
The Putnam growers, I have grown. There are more Putnam growers now. And some of them, with developing a kind of professional approach to farming. There's floriculture going on in one of the plots, and so that is a community. It used to be, we were concerned that this committee would have too many growers on it because there would be maybe a bit of a conflict of interest. It hasn't seemed to turn out that way. You're a grower, I'm a grower. I think that community is one to draw upon for one or two more expert, people really interested in farming, passionate about farming.
Because it is more than Putnam. This is a body that's more than just.
It's more than Putnam. And then there's the Orleans Farmers Market, they would have to be Orleans-based growers. I think of, Lake Farm Gardens, who bring their produce from Orleans to the Orleans Farmers Market. There are these growers we could reach out to through the farmers market. I think we need new members. Be sure we have a quorum. So.
Right, because we are by statute, if that's the right word, 5 and 2. What do they call them?
Associate.
Associate. 5 regular and 2 associate members. So we can have as many as 7 people. We struggle to get 4.
Yeah.
So with your departure, 3 would be our quorum.
Yeah, it would be tough to, I know our next meeting, our next scheduled meeting is July 13th. I will not be here in July.
Yeah.
And so I don't know, at this juncture, it may be that we should do this kind of outreach to try to bring in 1 or 2 people before, say, an August meeting. And have an August meeting, hopefully, maybe slightly later in August, in the hopes that we can gather in 1 or 2 other people, and they can register with the select board in the summer.
Right. So with your own departure in July, I remember that you took an annual trip. You're off away in July.
Where are you headed?
I'm going to Austria to see my sons, and then to Italy, where I used to live.
Very nice.
Yeah. Agricultural trip.
Cool. Cool.
So, well,
Would an option be to skip the July meeting and then reconvene in August?
Yeah, I was gonna suggest that,
I
you know,
think
as a thought.
it could make more sense.
Put it out there.
Because currently, you know, I know I can't come, and you would be off, and it would be down to 3 members. It's not enough for a quorum.
No,
To really have a quorum for a meeting, to have a significant number of people, I mean, there would be 4 members, and 3 of you potentially could meet in July.
Yeah.
Um,
It does kind of make sense. It's a busy season.
It's a busy season, and I think it would be better to think of it as a bridge to have renewing
Yeah.
with a few new members in, say, in August.
Yeah.
Yeah.
if we are, I'll have a conversation with Michael Herman, and Drusy and John, maybe we could talk about it briefly, on Wednesday, when we meet, on our visit, just
Yep, that sounds good.
Should we
Just to-
plan on having a
maybe help give me some guidance, Drusy, on what you all might think, so ponder that. Don't have to say anything in public now, as I've been stammering away, so thank you, Drusy. I don't want to say anything untoward, or overcommit myself, or undercommit, or show any reason to think that we are in any way not supporting agriculture. But right now, we just don't have the human capital right now, it seems, to be here.
Yeah, and it's a tough time of year to get it to, because the summer's tough for all the committees, and especially ag, with a lot of potential folks working on their own gardens and their own growing, and yeah, it's a tough time of year, so I think skipping July is a good idea, and then, trying to recruit over the summer as you encounter folks out working and that type of thing.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
that sounds like such a good thing.
I appreciate the voice from afar, the adult in the room helping us out, Drusy. Thank you.
Yeah.
We want to do the right thing.
My
What's
wife
the-
was wondering about applying. Is that like conflict of interest to have us both on here?
Oh. It might.
I don't know. That's what I thought of, and I was like, I don't know if they'll let you do that.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird.
It might. Yeah.
We're gonna do it, I guess.
I will, I'll reach out to Michael as well. He and I had a brief conversation about this when I went to get the plants that he donated to the project. Your email had come out, and I raised the question, just what do you think? As well, maybe there's ways we can have a conversation within the powers that be within the town to
Right.
discuss a way forward, strategize.
Okay.
Not to put anybody out or say anything, commit anything in public. Not that I'm hiding anything, but just don't want to say the wrong thing.
Right.
Want to do the right thing.
So at this point, we should make a motion to skip July and reconvene.
We can meet in August, and if it would help, I can serve as the acting, if that would help in the moment to assemble an August meeting,
Yes.
Acting
as an acting capacity,
capacity.
Just looking at what we
because it
have.
hasn't been,
Yeah,
not been voted. If that would help to just
yeah, I would make
send the agenda around.
Yeah.
Send the minutes, that statutory responsibility, I will do that
Okay.
in August.
So I'll make a motion to skip the July 13th meeting, and the Ag Council would then reconvene on Monday, August 10th. August 10th. And in that time, Peter Jensen will be
Interim,
interim chair, and will,
because we have to have a vote, I suppose, on that.
this is part of a motion, right?
Because, again, yeah, right.
yeah.
Right, Peter Jensen.
Overspoke.
Jensen will be interim chair.
And we have a second.
And I would say be interim chair to coordinate with the select board and,
Yeah,
and conservation.
Strategize a way forward, not assume leadership of the council. Because I may not be able to because of my extension by a year. Or a whole term, that hasn't been,
Yeah,
I think the select board has to weigh in.
okay. So that's Alex's motion. Skip that meeting, reconvene on Monday, August 10th, and that this month, Peter Jensen will be interim chair to coordinate with the select board and conservation commission. Yeah, I would second that.
Okay. All in favor? Aye.
I guess I.
Okay.
Drusy, does that seem plausible?
Yeah, and I think also, I mean, I don't know for sure, so I probably shouldn't even weigh in on it, but I think you would be eligible to be chair, even with a one-year extension, you're still a full member of the committee, so.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. All right.
Very good.
Okay.
And then I did have April minutes. Did anyone have any comments on minutes from April? I didn't have any myself.
That's right, we have,
May was town meeting, so we didn't meet in May.
that's right.
So if I can have I'll make a motion to
The
approve.
one's minor correction, it was May 9th, not March 9th, the public work day. Not that
Okay.
really matters, it's May 9th.
Oh, it was May 9th.
May 9th, not March 9th.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll make a note of that.
No,
Approving the April minutes.
So I'll make a motion to approve April minutes with the edit that,
With a revision.
with the revision, yeah, that the workday was May 9th,
May
not
9th.
March 9th.
I will make that motion.
Okay.
Or did you make a motion?
I made a motion.
Oh, okay, I'll second it.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay,
Aye.
very good.
I'm sorry, who seconded?
Peter.
Aye.
Peter.
Then at this point, I'll make a motion to adjourn the meeting.
I'll second that.
All right. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Yeah.